This is Dabu 7. We have an alert here in terms of possible grid fluctuations that people could see here in connection with these back-to-back solar flares that are going to be delivering basically a 1-2 punch here anywhere from tonight into tomorrow. This is coming from a CME that lifted up off the sun on Sunday, and then another one that let loose on the 4th of July. They say that this most recent one is moving really quick, and it looks to catch up to the one from Sunday, and anywhere from tonight into Friday, we could expect to see some geomagnetic effects here and some storms popping up in connection with this. Now, they also say here that these G1 level storms are going to kick up auroras all the way down to the mid latitudes. So, anyone out there that's got clear skies here in the next 24, 48 hours, you could catch quite a show in the heavens from these CMEs. We've been seeing more and more of this. We've been seeing things like air glow, and this is all part of an increase in the sun's activity. It is reaching the height of this solar cycle 25, this 11-year run of activity. And right now, we're entering the peak of it a little ahead of schedule. But these storms can cause some power fluctuations. They can cause some grid failure in certain places. And of course, as more activity picks up, those odds increase as well. And we don't want to see a Carrington event happen this day and age. If so, a lot of people are going to be hurting. I hope you have a plan for such an event we've been warning for a decade. Join me on the live streams where we talk about this and a whole lot more in greater detail. Hit that subscribe button for more. Much love.
Hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Rakakwadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Nor in the gospel abroad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is just a quick lesson through the spirit. Just looking at this video by Dabu 7. As he bring out some pretty informative videos, which we can use to extrapolate through scriptures for Bible prophecy. It says 1-2 punch power grid fluctuations could occur from back-to-back solar flares hitting Earth, which this is all part of the plagues. And we know through some form of fashion, Esau is responsible on the left-hand side, which is the left hand of the Most High, responsible for these plagues hitting the planet Earth, because they're talking about global warming. They're talking about climate lockdowns, that they was preaching that shit at the WA or the World Economic Forums. They had like in Davos, I believe they had like a summit this year, earlier this spring, and they was going into like the year of the poly-crisis and how climate change and the digital infrastructures and the Great Reset and all this wickedness that they're conjuring up through demonic means. This is nothing more than that as well, because allegedly we're in this 10-year 11 cycle of these solar flares, allegedly warming up the Earth more than usual. They're calling them these particular solar storms. They're blaming it on the sun, in which we know that Esau Edom is spraying chemtrails and chemicals, and he's spraying all types of hazardous materials into the atmosphere. Makes me believe that what happened in New York last month, around June 4th and 5th, from those alleged wildfires in Canada, and you had that red hue in the sky, that kind of reminds me of some type of biological event, because people was complaining about feeling sick, headaches and stuffy noses, irritated throats, like they've been ingesting some type of chemicals, which, you can't put it past this devil. Now, all of a sudden, it says July 4th breaks record for the hottest day ever, one day after the previous record was broken, which was like July 3rd and 4th. And I'm not going to cap, July 4th was pretty fucking hot. Okay, it was pretty hot out there. It was hot last week too, but July 3rd and 4th, that took the cake, man. Okay, now you have pretty mild temperatures. Now it's like 70-something degrees outside. A little humid, but nonetheless, it's still pretty nice out. But just a day prior, we was up like in the upper 90s, hundreds. Okay, so this is all part of the plagues that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is using. And on the left-hand side, Esau can use these particular events to bring in climate lockdowns, because we know that they're getting ready to try to reset everything. So they need as many crises as possible to be justified on resetting the currency, to be justified on putting people in fear, so they can take the you know what, the implantable you know what, to pretty much get them all under control. And that's what it's really all about. You know, the sun doesn't go off course. The sun does exactly what the Most High programs it to do. But we understand through prophecy, these things were gonna be telegraphed through the scriptures, man. So it says Tuesday appears to have been the hottest day ever recorded on Earth, which I doubt that. I mean, it was hot, but I felt hotter. But according to some people, you know, they seem different. And it says, and it broke the record just set one day before. Then again, you know, that's Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai being merciful as well, because, I mean, I really wasn't out on the 4th. I don't really get into all that shit. But I did go check out a movie, and it was pretty hot outside. But, I mean, you know, shit, it ain't like no other day. But for whatever reason, they're talking about these solar storms and these particular cosmic events that's going to bring extraordinary heat to the planet Earth. It's justified for them locking people down like they care about our safety, and they don't. But even then, this winter and this spring, I was telling the brothers, I said it's gonna be a hot ass summer. I said it's gonna be one of the hottest summers on records, because literally they was predicting us to have a terrible winter last year, but this winter was really cakewalk outside of the I believe like the 3-4 days we had of those frigid temperatures. When everything would just close down, it was like that cold. But overall, I want to say after February, winter was like basically mild, and fucking March mild. April and May were beautiful. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that was like some of the most perfect weather I've even felt, but it was early. So I'm like, we're going to have a real hot summer, and here we go. But it says on Tuesday, the global average temperature hit 62.92 degrees Fahrenheit, according to the Climate Change Institute on the University of Maine. It said it was the hottest day recorded since temperatures began to be documented in 1979, with satellite stock recording, and it's believed to have been one of the hottest days in at least 125,000 years. That's bullshit. Okay, the Earth ain't been around that long. Okay, 125,000 years. How would you know that if you just not documenting in 79? Like, that don't even make sense. But anyway, it says Monday's global temperature average was 62.62 degrees Fahrenheit, making it the hottest day on record before it got blasted out of the water by the next day's record high heat. But before that, the last highest record temperature average was 62.46 degrees in August 2016. I remember that. But rising temperatures amid global climate change, which there's no climate change, it's Esau. Okay, it was really Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai bringing the plagues, but Esau was doing them through physical means, man, with HAARP, okay, with chemtrails, these chemicals. Remember those train derailments, right? A lot of that shit shot up into the atmosphere. Those have like pro-activated chemicals or hazardous chemicals that when it collides with the atmosphere, it creates like some type of blanket effect. And I believe that's what's been happening, man. Because even during the time of the fires, they said last week Chicago had the worst air quality in the world. Prior to that, it was New York. And honestly speaking, it's been hazy out here for the last fucking month. I mean, when you look outside right now, you can't really tell, but it's still pretty hazy out here, okay, due to the chemicals they spraying in the air. And when you look at the news forecast, and when you look at like on my computer, it tells me like the air, and it tells me like the clarity of the air, and it's basically telling me that it's pollution, meaning that they're spreading something, okay? But it says the rising temperatures amid global climate change are a death sentence for peoples and ecosystems, okay? You remember farming animals, you know, all these gnats are popping up out of the blue, you know what I'm saying? Allegedly at I forgot what it was, but it was like some type of event, like some type of outdoor concert, and allegedly these helicopters released these bugs on people. Well, you know, whatever that went down, however it was like, but it says in a tweet after the climate scientist Bill McGuire wrote that the record-breaking July 4th heat was totally unprecedented and terrifying, meaning they didn't expect it. And that's the Lord that's the Lord, man. Look, the Lord is making mockery of your fucking high holy days, man. Okay, because everybody was out celebrating that 4th of July, which is you Jakes are celebrating your enemy's victory over you. That's what it's all about. And you celebrating that, believing that you have some type of liberation from your slaveries. And in fact, you don't. Okay, it's a thing, and dude broke it down. He said it's a difference between being independent and independence. Okay, it's two big differences in that. You Jakes, man, you don't understand the difference. But regardless of that, man, it says July 4th was the hottest day on record. And on top of that, New York, you had a blood moon that night. And out here, they was popping fireworks till like 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning. And the Lord brought a devastating storm through this place. Damn near knocked the tree down by the crib. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord ain't dealing with your high holy days, man. Okay, and these are nothing more but plagues that the Lord is getting ready to scorch you people. And the hopeful elect, we're going to be saved from this stuff, man. Okay, now this is going into the kingdom, but, you know, it's manifold. This is the book of Isaiah 4. And I'm going to start at verses 5. And it says, and Yahweh will create upon the dwelling place of Mount Zion and upon her assemblies a cloud and a smoke by day and the shining of a flame of fire by night. Upon all the glory should be a defense, right? We're going to have literal chariots over our houses, man. Okay? We're going to literally have our ships hoovering over our palaces. A peripheral sight. Okay, that's why it says a cloud and smoke by day and a shining of a flaming fire by night. For upon all the glory should be a defense. And there should be a tabernacle for the shadow in the daytime from the heat. And for a place of refuge and a cover from the storm and from the rain, man, okay? Now, when you look at all the hell that's being broadcasted on the planet Earth, Yahweh Shai is shielding us from these things, man. Because though it's hot, it just wasn't. I didn't really know anything significant about July 4th. You know, if you ask me if that was the hottest day on record, I would tell you no, because I would tell you 2018. That was a whole different. To me, that was like the hottest year on the fucking planet was the year 2018. It was gruesome to the point that the state of Missouri and Kansas are still trying to recover from the drought going back 4 years ago. Okay, so I didn't feel no difference. Though it was hot as shit. I mean, it was hot as hell outside, but it wasn't nothing that we ain't dealt with. I mean, we've prophesied and things like that. So, you know, the men of the Lord, we a little bit more resilient than most people, but still is because the Lord, you know, is showing his mercies upon us. So call Allah Yahweh Shai for that. Revelation 16, and I'm going to start at verses 8. It says, and the fourth angel poured out his vial upon the sun, and power was given unto him to scorch men with fire, man, okay? And men, you have people that die from heat strokes. You had power outages because later that night when a storm hit, I believe my power went out briefly, probably for like 10, 15 minutes, and it came back on. But that shows you how the change of seasons were, man, because it was hot that day. Then at night, it was a hot-ass humid storm, and by the next day, a lot of that humidity has went and passed. Now it feels good out. Okay, which shows you that there's something going on in the atmosphere. And I believe, in just my personal opinion, they're going to use these particular dealings to create climate lockdowns because they want to find a way to lock people in their homes, man, and to keep them confined and to be controlled by pushing fear, setting up 15-minute smart cities, telling you, well, look, without this particular passport or without that particular credentialing, you're not going to be able to shop 25 minutes from your house. We have to keep everything in a quarantine zone for the simple fact because it's a hazard out here. It's sicknesses. People are dying from heat. Whatever excuse they're going to use to bring about ultimate control. And they're going to do it through, you know, they're going to do it through fear. Okay? Fear gets the people. This is why America is one of the most feared country or fearful countries in the world. Because, I mean, you got all types of, you got scary movies coming out every fucking month. You got the paranormal, all types of shit, man. It just keeps people on edge all the time. So these people are easily frightened into subjection. And Esau knows that. He studied the people. You see, going back into like the 15-minute smart cities, if you pay attention to like all these lands that had farmlands like Missouri, Kansas, big state in agriculture and farming, out in a place called Stillwell, Kansas, that's like South Overland Park. I want to say 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. About 6-7 years ago, they started building up in that area. 7 years up until today, it's a total different dynamic. Like if you went out there 7 years ago, to like 159th Street. You can see that they were breaking the dirt up, breaking the ground. They were getting ready to set up business, but it wasn't nothing but open land out there, farms. Now, 7 years later, you got a whole fucking development. You got Starbucks, you got gyms, you got freaking apartment complexes, you have restaurants, you have, it's like a whole nother living space. You see, and they're doing that within these small subdivisions because those are going to be the concept of your 15-minute smart cities. That way, if you stay in South Overland Park, there's no need to come to the metropolis in Kansas City. Okay, they have their Whole Foods and all this other stuff within their neighborhoods, so they're gonna build everything up from movie theaters to workout places to keep you in a particular zoning jurisdiction. And that's why they're building up all this shit for. It ain't because they want you to have a good life. No, they want to contain you. When you have restaurants, you have gyms, you have movie theaters, you have apartments or condos or lofts. You have all that good shit that they claim. You ain't got to go nowhere. That restricts your travel. Okay, instead of me going to fucking Whole Foods on 51st and Broadway or something like that, you can just go to Natural Grocers, which is literally the next exit from your house. And that's how they gridding everything off, man. Okay, that's why they're building up. This is why they cutting down all this farmland and they're building up new infrastructure. All right. But anyway, it says here, and giving it to them to scorch man with fire, and men were scorched with great heat, and blaspheme the name of Yahweh, which have the power over these plagues, and they repented not to give him glory. Okay. Because, hey, shit, man, you know, at the end of the day, people feel like they are in control of their own doings, and they don't believe in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, they curse the Most High before they give him glory. Like the elder brother Karatazar from Vegas was going into how Jake complained about the condition they in, but they never take accountability for the hell they put to get in this situation. Jake don't take accountability for shit, man. It's always everybody else's fault, but it's never their fault. Oh, it's God's fault I'm in this situation. But brother made an excellent point. He said, well, you never thought about the reason why you have to wear another nation's hair, referring to the black woman. You know, he was like, well, you never thought about why you have to wear another person's hair. That's a punishment. That's a curse. It ain't because the Most High is unrighteous, but the Most High punished us. You see? And she like, well, the only thing black people tell me is because we sinned against God. Well, yeah, we did sin against the Most High. It's simple. We fucked up. The Lord gave us a covenant. He told us to repent. We didn't do it. So therefore, we're in this predicament. It's real simple. So Jake always wants some type of pseudo-scientific explanation and overly scrutinizing and critiquing way to find out why they're in this condition when the Bible clearly tells you, you fuck up, I'm going to put you in slavery. It's simple with the Lord, man. It's not hard at all. You see, but Jake is rebellious. All right. Second Esdras, the 16th chapter. And I'm going to start at verses 4. It says, a fire is sent among you who may quench it. Plagues are sent into you, and what is he that may drive them away? Okay, who is he can drive them away outside of the Lord? Nobody. May any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood, or may one quench the fire in the stubble when it begin to burn? Or may one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer? And these are questions. But the mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? A fire should go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it, right? Because, I mean, we got these, according to them, it's going to get hotter. And according to them, this thing is taking place years earlier than what's anticipated. So Esau is getting ready to accelerate his move because the Lord is basically saying, well, look, you have this much time left. Do what you got to do. Okay, I'm not giving you the 2030. Okay, you got this jughead demon by the name of Cotton Swab. We call him that. You know, that demon talking about whether the 2030, you know, we need to crack down on climate change, and we have to do this and that to keep the people and tell them this is what they got to do. Nigga, you better hope the Most High give you the 2025, man. Okay, and I pray to the Most High that we ain't going to 2030. I want to spend another 7 years in this fucking place, man. Okay, the time is now. Okay, this man has done enough wickedness. Okay, he's done enough. Okay, and it's time for him to get taken out of power once and for all, man. All right, straight up. And it says here, he shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to his powdered presence. Okay. I'm going to go here. Matter of fact, verse 14, it says, behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. It says, the fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundations of the earth. Like as an arrow that is shot of a mighty archer, returning not backwards, even so the plagues that should be sent upon the earth should not return again. Okay. So I'm going to end it here, giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. And with that, Shalom, Lord, to be edified. Shalom, above all.